What is your absolutely favorite quote you've heard? One moment of patience, in a moment of anger, can save 1,000 moments of regret. There's a similar quote from Marcus Aurelius: how much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it. That dude was a quote machine. Meditations reads like 1, 2. How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard? Winnie the Pooh. What day is it? Asked Poohie. It's today. Squeaked Piglet. Ah, my favorite day. Said Pooh. Highly recommend the Tao of Pooh. There is considerable overlap between the intelligence of the smartest bears and the dumbest tourists. Yellowstone Park Ranger. You can't legislate against stupidity. Australian MP after woman gets eaten for swimming in crocodile-infested waters. Aussies don't pull punches, that's straight up brutal. Fuck, I was reading the story too of her friend who was trying to pull her to safety but her friend got dragged under. A fair offering to the croc. As the MP said, you can only get there by ferry and there are signs there saying watch out for the bloody crocodiles. If you go in swimming at 10 o'clock at night, you're going to get consumed. It's okay to go through awful places, just don't stop and unpack. If you're going through hell, keep going. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried, or, the more simplified version from Jake the dog, sucking at something is the first step towards being sorta good at something. The true master is an eternal student, Master Yi. League has a lot of good quotes, especially Yi. Anger gives motivation without purpose. You can sit on a throne, that doesn't make you a ruler. It only means you have an arse. Swain has some amazing stuff too. There can be no balance with a hand on the scale. I could kill them all, but it would be far crueler to show them that I am right if they already call me a villain. What will they call me when I succeed? Tell me again of the crimes I've committed, and I'll tell you the price of victory. Swain's quotes are my favorite. For the lines on the map to be redrawn, the blood of soldiers must be the ink. The only hypocrite I like is myself. I love hypocrites. They double their chance of agreeing with me. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. The space cloud from Futurama. I once saw a documentary about the Y2K bug, and one guy, who was a programmer, said, "You never get credit for the disasters you avert, especially if you're a programmer and nobody understands what you're doing to begin with." That's exactly why there are anti-vaxxers. It's hard to show people that something is working when it working means nothing happens. I am already certain that whatever resistance to climate change we will put up, people will claim it was for nothing, because things will already go downhill and nobody will understand how much worse it could have been. Like being a plumber. If you do your job right, nobody notices. But if you duck it up, the shit hits the fan. In fairness, if it's flying far enough to get all the way onto the fan, you really have done a poor job. The only reason you should look into your neighbor's bowl is to make sure they have enough to eat. I never wonder to see men wicked, but I often wonder to see them not ashamed. Jonathan Swift, or everything in moderation, including moderation. Oscar Wilde. Another Oscar Wilde, I can resist everything but temptation. Another, work is the curse of the drinking classes. Be as you wish to seem. Socrates, this is a solid foundation for life, emo. In a similar vein, we must be careful who we pretend to be, because we are who we pretend to be, Vonnegut. You ducking donut, of course you don't microwave a salad. Gordon Ramsay. Username checks out. He probably waited all his life for this moment. Have you ever noticed that anybody driving slower than you is an idiot, and anyone going faster than you is a maniac? George Carlin. My personal Carlin gem is: think of how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that. Edit, can't believe I'm editing this for y'all amateur statisticians. Intelligence is normally distributed in a large population. In a normally distributed dataset, the median is the average. Way to ruin a decent joke though. Working in customer service, it just astounds me the sheer level of stupid and lack of awareness that's so damn prevalent in adult society. Anything from customers parking strollers right in front of staff doors that get used very frequently, to them not knowing who ordered what when I bring out their food to them, and so I have to stand there having my fingers melted off by a hot plate because the one guy at the table who ordered a Hawaiian pizza can't seem to remember that he ordered the Hawaiian pizza, nor can anyone else remember that they didn't. I used to do tech support for a bit of software. Everyone should do it, if only for a few weeks, so everyone has to deal with these people. People who can't sign up on an online form, can't tell you what error message they get, can't tell you what information they're putting in, can't even describe what's on the screen, until after half an hour you manage to figure out that they didn't tick the "I have read the terms of the agreement" box. Which you then need to argue over. People who get upset that they need to install software for it to function. People who get upset that the software doesn't do the thing they want it to do, and when you tell them it does just not the way they're trying it, they get upset that it was designed wrong. People are working on ancient systems so the software doesn't work, then get offended when you suggest they upgrade because this system was fine 15 years ago so it's fine now. Then there's the people who get offended when you have to explain that, no, you can't immediately refer them to the board of directors and you're also not allowed to instantly change company policy for them either. For when you're speeding when you're running late, better late in this life than early in the next. My grandma who died of breast cancer told me this once not long before she died. Has really stuck with me for whatever reason. Edit, wow, thank you for my first gold. Today is a good day indeed, smile. Edit again, wow, thank you for the silver as well. You guys are the best and wish you all a wonderful day, smile. If you have a problem, and then you spend a bunch of energy worrying and fretting about it, then you have two problems. And then you procrastinate solving it until the last minute, now you've got three problems. When you are good at something you will tell everyone, when you are great everyone will tell you. Me, Lamau, I don't have imposter syndrome. Also me, when you are mediocre at something everyone will tell you you're great but only you know better. Some years ago, I was lucky enough invited to a gathering of great and good people, artists and scientists, writers and discoverers of things. And I felt that at any moment they would realize that I didn't qualify to be there, among these people who had really done things. On my second or third night there, I was standing at the back of the hall, while a musical entertainment happened, and I started talking to a very nice, polite, elderly gentleman about several things, including our shared first name. And then he pointed to the hall of people, and said words to the effect of, I just look at all these people, and I think, what the heck am I doing here? They've made amazing things. I just went where I was sent. And I said, yes. But you were the first man on the moon. I think that counts for something, Neil Gaiman. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not, nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not, unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not, the world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan "Press On" has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Calvin Coolidge. Loneliness does not come from having no one around us but instead being unable to communicate the things that matter most to us. Carl Jung might be a word or two off. It is possible to make no mistakes and lose. That is not failure, that is life. CPT Jean-Luc Picard. This reminds me of Jim Carrey's commencement speech, my father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that was possible for him, and so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant, and when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. Eventually, all our graves go unattended. Conan O'Brien. There's a moment in the future where you are remembered one last time. Duck. I do not love the bright sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for his glory. I love only that which they defend. Faramir, J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, edit, thank you for the gold. Also, this has made me so happy to see how many other people appreciate this quote. It's truly one of my absolute favorites, trying to work it into a tattoo design. Finally, I understand. Home isn't where you rest. It's what you fight for.